Hello, this is Tim Campbell with TBC Action Coach of Indiana with our Business Spotlight series. The purpose is to interview local business owners and promote them through our social channels and email database. This is a free service that we're providing because when all small businesses are strong, the economy is strong. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with Craig. Welcome, Craig. It's great to have you on the program today.
Thanks, Tim. Good morning. Good to see you too.
So, hey, let's start with introducing yourself and tell us a little bit of your story.
Sure thing. Sure thing. Yeah, I'm Craig Tieman, and I'm the founder and CEO of my startup, Blue Eclipse, Indiana company. And I have a long background in the automotive space, not only from when I got my first driver's license and self-taught myself all about car repair, but then I graduated college with my double E degree and later a business degree, and spent my initial career with General Motors, one of their aerospace divisions. And then I moved into automotive, and I spent 20 years in their automotive division, their tier one supplier, Delphi Automotive, which they actually spun out in 1999. And so I worked there and did a variety of roles in engineering, management, innovation, R&D. And that's kind of where I got my real interest in innovation and product development. And I left Delphi about a little over 7 years ago to go on my own, and I set up a consulting practice in the automotive space, and I also started developing product ideas and filing for patents, and all that led to the formation of this company in 2017. And we operated kind of in stealth mode for the first 2 years, and then we popped up last year at the Consumer Electronics Show. I was exhibiting out there, had a booth, and you know, it was just a great time. We had hundreds and hundreds of visitors. And then we got ready for a crowdfunding campaign, which launched in mid-March. And guess what else happened in mid-March?
Yes, COVID.
we got slapped down bad by the COVID lockdowns.
Well, we'll get to that in a minute. Tell us
Yeah.
a little bit more about Blue Eclipse.
Yeah, so Blue Eclipse is my idea initially, and because I don't want to give away some of the surprise, but initially it was about the product hardware innovations that I had come up with, and all the patents we applied for. We've got now 8 patents already issued, and over 20 are still pending. So we have a significant investment in IP to protect our product ideas. But these ideas for these products are all around the smart car space. So adding, making car ownership easy and making upgrades easy. So any car of any age could benefit from these modern upgrades for connectivity and remote control, and using modern devices for controlling, which could be your phone, your smartwatch, could be your voice commands. All those things are possible, as well as another product for universal prevention of vehicle theft, which is a plug and play product. There's nothing else like these on the market today, and that was the basis of the company initially. But maybe I should save the pivot story for later, because we have more than that now.
Well, yes, we will get to that, but let's start with, who do you serve? Who's your best customer, or what we call a target audience?
So we are focusing as a B2B company, and our lead market is auto dealers, new and used auto dealers, and we are starting with the captive sales force in the state of Indiana, and then expanding out from there nationally as we grow. But the idea there is to promote our products and software services through dealerships, so that they would then sell through. These would be features they would sell through to their car buying customers. And then beyond dealerships, we'll also be doing some web sales through our own website and online. And then we'll be looking for down the road retail channel partnerships to sell through to ultimately vehicle owners. And then longer term, we have an eye on smart home market and products as well, because I have a real strong history in home technology too.
Fantastic. So then your end user, then what's the ideal consumer for your product?
Well, I like to think anybody who owns a car and later a home is an end user. If you're an owner, our products and services are about making that ownership process easy, because cars and homes are complicated products, right? They're complicated, and they take a lot of care and maintenance, because they're going to live a long time too. They're going to live decades, if not, well, many, many decades for sure in the case of cars. And if you don't take care of them, just like you don't take care of your teeth, you know what'll happen. So we're about helping people, not only first-time car owners, first-time drivers like students who don't know anything usually about these cars, and then even longtime owners who just, you know, just need to be kept aware of whenever things are needed, right? Reminders, right? So we can serve the unsophisticated ones, and we can serve the ones who are sophisticated, but just like to have a reminder tool to keep them honest, with their care and maintenance.
Fantastic. So you mentioned COVID a couple times. Tell us what's been the biggest impact that it's had on your business.
Yeah, exactly. So as I mentioned earlier, the mid-March we launched a crowdfunding campaign around our first product, Blue Remote, and we had just launched it, and then the COVID lockdowns hit, and we just saw the immediate impact of that lockdown as a dampening effect, and it just killed the response rate. And I let that run for a couple of weeks, and I decided it just wasn't going to go anywhere as long as this situation was in place. Now, I made the mistake of thinking, oh, in a few months it'll pass and we'll return. So I said, we'll just take a pause, right? Well, 2 months into that, we had the hardware development, and all of our suppliers were stopped, and there was no real forward progress on both hardware development and funding development. So, but the software, miraculously, our software team was able to work throughout the whole process. They're working from home, and they kept working. So, after 2 months, I woke up one morning with just a revelation that, because I had to do something, right? We were stalled, and I was losing time. And so I thought about, well, wait a minute, what if I took the features that were planned and look at the software ones that don't depend on the hardware, because I have a whole bunch of features around car care that were built into that plan. And I said, what if I pulled them out separately and make them a standalone software only product? And the focus I had on that was to focus those features on car ownership and car care. Because I had so many ideas, coming from my background, so many ideas that that ended up making a lot of sense. And so I created a brand for that called Blue Care, BLUCARE. So Blue Care was the brand for this car care, smart car care assistant. And the idea behind it is it's a smart assistant running on your phone. There's no hardware required. You just take your phone with you when you drive, like always, and the phone is tracking all your driving usage, and it's keeping up with how many miles are on your car, and keeping track of the maintenance schedule for your car, and reminding you when things are needed, and then going so far as to help you fulfill when it's time for maintenance, either getting your parts to do it yourself or getting you set up with an appointment if you want to have it done for you. And so the real pivot that came out of COVID was the creation of this standalone software model, which has its own revenue component. And so we launched that app in the third quarter of last year in its first release, and we just updated it with a lot of new features on iOS in our major release, and we put a press release out, and then we're just about ready to release the Android version of that new update. And so, we're just pushing really hard to get Blue Care discovered now by the world, right?
Well, congratulations. You mentioned at the beginning of that we were thinking it would be over in a few weeks, and unfortunately a lot of people had that assumption. But I'm so happy to hear that you were able to pivot out of that and come up with a business model that could work during that time. So congratulations on that,
Thank
Craig.
you. Now we were able to slowly start to pick up the hardware. So now the hardware is getting back on track, and we have hardware ready for beta testing. The software is ready for beta testing, and now we'll put that into the hands of our own testers and pilot customers to give that a test as well. But at least the software, went straight through, and it's everybody we've talked to about it, especially investors, think it was a really good decision to create that software only model as well, revenue model.
Awesome. So here's an interesting question, Craig. It's been said that smart people learn from their mistakes and wise people learn from the mistakes of others. So what's a mistake you've made along the way that you'd be willing to share with the audience to help other entrepreneurs learn from your experience?
Well, I've certainly made a number of mistakes. I think the one I would highlight as a lesson learned. It's in your choice of people in your leadership team. So I've worked with a number of people, and there's some people who worked with us initially, but not any longer, and no fault of their own really, other than it's got to be a fit, right? You really need to understand the people you're considering, especially in leadership positions, and do your homework. Maybe kind of kick the tires a bit, work with them a little bit, put little challenges to them, and see how they respond, because that initial interview may go great, but over time you may start to question that fit. And so we've had to realign. So I think we've got a great fit today of good talent on the team. I feel really good about our team now.
Fantastic. That's such a great insight and lesson for folks. The idea that we should be hiring based on a cultural fit is way more important than the skills and experiences that the people have, because we can always teach those, but we can't teach that cultural fit, right?
That's exactly right. Yeah, and just that's one way to refer to it. It's just the way you operate. We all know how we operate, and I need people who I have my strengths and I have my weaknesses. Everybody else has the same, and I want a complementary team because I've also learned to put my ego at the door and not have any ego in this whole thing. And I listen to everybody's comments and criticisms, and I take them to heart. And most of my, I think all of my team would say that I respect everyone's opinions and I duly consider it all. I still make my own decisions, but I strongly consider the opinions and recommendations of all of my team.
Wonderful. So second last question here. I'm going to get your contact information, um, links to your website and stuff like that, so everyone can learn more about you. But is there anything that we haven't talked about that you'd like to add during this conversation? Or what's
Um,
the best way for people to learn more about your company?
well, to learn about my company, I would encourage you to go to our website. Should I give the website now?
Yes, please. Yeah.
So the website is it's a secure website, https:// the usual, and then it's Blue Eclipse, the two words put together, BLUEECLIPSE.co, not .com, .co. .com was taken and it's not even being used, but anyway, blueeclipse.co, and make sure Blue Eclipse has two E's in the middle.
Okay,
And so go
fantastic.
to our website and check out the story there. Um, I we've just put out a press release. I've got some blogs on there, which are kind of my ramblings about over time about how this is going, and we just put a press release out about Blue Care, which says a lot about it. And I would strongly encourage you to spend some time on the website, and I'm open to hit the contact link, and it'll come right to me, and I'm happy to engage with people and exchange information or ideas. I'm looking for discovery right now. We've got a great. Everyone says we got a great product and everything else, great service, but we're just not well known, and that's a problem that I'm working on today. With the team.
Fantastic. Awesome. So last question here, Craig. What has been most inspiring to you during all of the craziness of the past year?
Oh boy. Well, throughout the craziness, I look for shining star examples. I have my own approach. I'm always the optimist. I always have been. And I'm most impressed by the perseverance and the resilience of people in this country, and the ingenuity and the ability for people to adapt and work from home and work throughout this process of this very difficult time, and remaining optimistic. I know there's been a lot of dark side that we've had to go through, but it's the optimists that inspire me, and the perseverance of people in this country.
Fantastic. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. Craig, for those listening, if you've heard something that you've found intriguing, please take advantage of the opportunity to contact Craig. Visit his website. I will include all that contact information along with this post. Spend some time reading about Blue Eclipse and reach out to Craig. As he mentioned, the contact us goes directly to him, so he will be the one responding to you. You don't get that often nowadays, so please take advantage of that. Like Craig said, he's looking for feedback and information and just understanding overall of how to continue to make his idea amazing. So reach out to him and learn more about his new company and how it may be able to fit into your life. Craig, it's been a pleasure learning about you and your business today, and I wish you tremendous success.
Thank you, Tim. I appreciate the opportunity.
All right, fantastic. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks, you too.
Take care.